Bomberman DS is one of those games I played a lot throughout my childhood and holds a special place in my heart. I love it. This game came out June 21st, 2005 in America and May 19th, 2005 in Japan. It's a great addition to the Bomberman franchise and the first Bomberman game on the next handheld console, the Nintendo DS. This game's a lot of fun. It's just like the classic 2D maze-like Bomberman games. Does it still hold up? Let's get into it. This game's story isn't too particular on all the details. We'll just assume it takes place on Planet Bomber in a certain section. There's these things called bomb crystals, and there's 10 of them, and they shatter and scatter across each world in this game, and you have to go to each location and restore it back to what it was before the bomb crystals exploded. So some evil organization, bad guys, are causing havoc in each of these 10 world sections of the game, and it's up to White Bomber to go to each world or section and restore them back to how they were. I love the little animation of Bomberman, how he's like impatient and he's like trying to get your attention on the screen. That's a little nice detail. The gameplay structure on here is just like any other classic 2D maze Bomberman game, just like on the NES or the Super Bomberman games on Super Nintendo and Super Famicom. You're in a 2D maze environment, you destroy soft blocks, kill enemies, get more power-ups, get enough score to get a 1-up even, and then you need to find the exit. Each level has an exit, and it might take a while to find it, just keep blowing up soft blocks. If you blow up the exit, those circle enemies will come spinning out of it, so be careful not to do that. This game features 100 levels. There's 10 worlds with 10 levels in each world. And I guess you could even say 110 levels if you include the bonus minigame in each world, which each bonus minigame is the same thing. So this game is takes more time to complete than just like a typical like Super Bomberman game, which those are usually like 40 minutes to an hour. This game is roughly around 2.5 hours. It could be a little faster if you like spam power-ups. In each world, throughout the 10 levels, the first 5 you'll play through will be normal. And then after the 5th level, you'll access a bonus minigame where you kill as many of those enemies that blow out of the exit. If you blow up the exit, you kill as much of those as possible. And you can do it rather quickly if you chain bombs, because you're invincible during that whole portion. And then you can go to the top of the screen and get a bunch of power-ups. Levels 6 through 9 are another stretch of normal levels in each world. And then the 10th level, you'll fight the boss. The boss fights on here are a lot of fun. There are bosses that get reused, such as the vampire boss. You'll fight him and I guess his wife. Ex-wife. And then the flower boss on World 1, you'll fight him again on World 6. They are like redesigned, but it's basically the same premise. And then you'll fight a crab boss in World 3. And then you'll end up fighting like a lobster scorpion boss, but they have like the same attack pattern. Even the final boss himself, he's original, but that's what I want to get into. The boss fights on here are pretty easy. Some, like the vampire fights, they're a little too easy. The World 2 boss fight, he gets repeated again, but like slightly redesigned later in a different world. There's like tons of his minions. They're like hands, and they can like swamp you, you know, if you're not careful. So besides that boss fight, the boss fights on here are pretty easy. So it's a good challenge, but yeah, a little too easy especially for the final boss fight. The music in this game is great. The soundtrack is amazing. World 3 is probably my favorite World's theme. And World 10, it's like epic, like serious music. Even the final boss theme is different from the normal boss themes, and it's just epic. I love it. Very catchy, and it gets stuck in your head and all that. That's the basic gameplay loop of this game. From World 1 to 10, you'll play through 10 levels, 5, and then you'll do a bonus mini game, and then 5 more, and then you face the boss. So that's the general mechanics of this game. It does not feel repetitive. I love it. It's basically like you're playing a Super Bomberman game, but with like extra worlds added, and I like that. It's a good length. There is a quick save feature, so you can like, you save after you beat each world, but you also can just activate the quick save when you want. So if you don't think you could beat it in 2.5 hours, just save, you know, you don't have to even rush through it. So this game's a lot of fun, and I love like the chibi art style they brought back from the Bomberman Land games, because that's like what Bomberman's design is in this game, based on the Bomberman Land games. So that's awesome. I love his little animations. If you're idle for a little bit, he'll be like waving his arms trying to get your attention, so that's awesome. The graphics on this game are fantastic, good sprite work, and let's get into the power-ups. This game has all the returning power-ups that you've seen in previous Bomberman games, such as the Speed Up, Fire Up, Full Fire, Bomb Up, Power Bomb, Pass-Through Bomb, Dangerous Bomb. I don't think in the previous 2D Bomberman games they even let you use the Dangerous Bomb in single player, so that's interesting. And then you have the Invincibility, Remote Control, Heart, and the hearts can be used 1 per level, and that lets you take an extra hit. They had those in the Super Bomberman games, but that's interesting that you can like pick them up and hold onto them. They had added a new power-up, like the shield, which lets you like take blast damage if you hold the Y button. So that's interesting. And then you have like the fire suit, which is basically the same thing. And then the invincibility, which lets you take blast damage and walk through enemies. There's also the walk through walls and the walk through bombs power-ups. Lots of power-ups on here, and I love the artwork for them, especially like the invincibility and the fire suit. They look awesome. The drawings for them. The power-ups on here are very similar to Mario World, where say you're Fire Mario and then you pick up a Fire Flower, it gets put in a reserve box so you can use it whenever you want. That's basically how power-ups work on here, so I like that. If you have maxed out speed ups, you can pick up to 99 of each item and just have it on your bottom screen in reserve for when you want it. So at any moment before the level or during the level, you can activate those power-ups. Besides boss fights, you can't do it during boss fights. Before, yes, but not during. So if you want to hurry up and you have like a invincibility in your reserve, you can just scroll through your reserve items and you can just use it whenever you want. So that's awesome, I like that. If you die on here, you will lose all of your power-ups you had equipped. Like if you had 8 speed-ups, bombs, fire-ups, they'll all be gone, and you have to like use more from your reserve, so that's something, so be careful. This game only has 9 lives that you can go up to, but it's not hard to get more, especially during the bonus mini games or just getting enough score to pass the threshold to get a 1-up. So lives are plentiful, and I like how you get to like hold items in reserve. Stuff like the Dangerous Bomb or even the Remote Control Bomb, you only get to keep those for 1 level. Bomb Kick, Bomb Punch, similar story, Power Glove. So use those wisely. You might have like too many at the end of the game, so you might as well just use them. So I like that, how they took that approach with this game. That's nice. Something else I would like to add is that Bomberman's voice, when you pick up items, he's like, got it. Or when you use a power-up, he'll say the power-up's name. What I find interesting is, even on the title screen, when he says Bomberman, he kind of sounds like one of the Powerpuff Girls. Like, I don't know if they got one of the voice actors to do that, but I find that interesting. I like it. I like his voice on here. It's just that he sounds very similar to like one of the Powerpuff Girls. I don't know if they share the voice actor for this game or not. After you defeat the final boss, The 10 bomb crystals are restored, and that portion of Planet Bomber restored. Peace and prosperity has come at last. I will say, once you beat the final boss, the game just abruptly ends, so despite them not elaborating on the story, besides the 10 bomb crystals, I guess that's alright. You don't really need a story for like a 2D Bomberman game, really, I guess, but it would have been nice to have more clarity on what the story is, but it doesn't really matter. And let's get into the multiplayer now. The multiplayer is just like all the other classic 2D maze-like Bomberman games. You choose a stage, and the thing about this game is you can have up to 8 players, so that's cool. It takes place on the top and bottom screen of the DS, so it uses both screens, which is great, not just like a top screen. You can play this with just one cartridge with 8 people if they use the download play feature, so they can like download just the multiplayer portion, so that's cool. A lot of people say like, oh, Saturn Bomberman, it has like this much multiplayer, but a lot of Bomberman games allow a lot of people multiplayer, you know, like a lot of people at the same time. This is one of those games, so that's awesome. This game's a big part of my childhood, and I remember playing it so much. I love it. The gameplay is great. It's just like a Super Bomberman game. It's like, what if we got like a Super Bomberman 6? That's essentially what it feels like, in a way. I love it. I love the art style. I love the sprite work. I love the music. The gameplay is a good length, you know, longer than typical 2D Bomberman games. I love it. It's a great game. It's cheap on eBay as of now, I believe. If you've never played it, go play it. It's so much fun. I love it. And I'll see you next time.